Okay, welcome back guys to another awesome tutorial on how to use a password hash in a PHP 5. On the previous tutorial, we just tried to make some validation. We tried to take the username and a password, and we make sure that this user exists. And this thing is returning 1. And what we are going to do for this tutorial, we are using MD5 algorithm, which is not secured, but without the user being aware of that we are going to change this password into more secured hashing, which is called a password hash. So with that being said, let's try to fetch the password from the user. So I'm going to use a while loop, while $row is equals to $query, then fetch. I want to fetch this thing as an associative array. So I'm going to say fetch a shock. So just for the timing only, let's see what this row is returning. So let me pass row, and also let me pass the field called password. So let's see what this thing is returning. So let me try to come here and reload my page. Yeah, this thing is returning the MD5 password that's stored in our database there. So what we are going to do, we are going to change this password into something, into a password hash, because this thing is MD5, so that this thing is not secured. So what we are going to do now, this is the part that things get start interesting. So let me store this thing in a variable called stored password. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use a function called if this password needs rehash. Okay, what does this rehash means? That this thing is not hashed yet. This thing is using later technologies like MD5. So for sure this thing needs rehash because we are using MD5 password. So what I'm going to say, I'm going to pass the stored password, and if this thing is hashed, I want to make sure using the password bcrypt, and let me have also, just rather than typing this thing again and again, let me have a variable called option, which is going to hold which is going to hold an array of something which is called a cost, and let me pass 10 here. So let me put this option here. Okay, and if this password needs a hash, what did I want to do? I want to hash this password, right? So to hash a password, we have seen on the previous tutorial, we're going to use a password function called password hash, which is going to take around 3 arguments. So the first thing is going to be the password that you want to hash, which is going to be the stored password. Okay, the other is the type of algorithm that you want to use, so it's going to be bcrypt, and lastly which is going to be the option here. Okay, sorry guys, option here. So remove the one of the $sign here. So what that this function will do, it's going to convert this stored password, which was MD5, into a hashed 4. So we are going to pass the stored password here, but this thing doesn't change our database, so that we have to make a query. So to change this previously MD5 password into a hashed password, we are going to use a query, which is going to be an update statement, right? So we are going to use the query, the connect, sorry guys, and we are going to pass a query that says update users, and we are going to say set the password into the stored password, where we can use either the username or the password. Let me use the username. where the username is going to be the username that the user has supplied. Okay, so this will be my query here. So let me do a quick if check if this thing is running fine. So let me use query run. So if this query runs, we want to say to the user, just you can use redirecting or something like that into your project, but for this example only, I'm going to say you are logged in with updated password hash. For sure, you are not going to tell the user about this thing, but for sake of a tutorial or for sake of teaching purpose, I'm going to use this thing. So let me come here and let me try to reload this page. It says you are logged in with updated password hash. So let me come here and quickly check whether my password is changed or not. Yep, it is changed. It is changed into a way which was fine. So what if if previously the user password was already hashed? So to do that, what we are going to do, we are going to use else here. Else, I'm going to pass password verify, and I'm going to pass two arguments. The first argument is going to be the password that you want to make sure, which is the password that the user has provided, and the other argument, which is going to be the stored password. So if the user password was already hashed, if it was not MD5 but rather if it was a more secured algorithm like hash, password hash, what we are going to do, just we are going to say simply you are logged in. But if it's not fulfilling all of these properties here, we are going to simply say sorry, your password doesn't match. Okay, so this is so much simple, right guys? So let me come here and try to reload this page. Probably it will say you are logged in. It says you are logged in. But if I supplied an invalid username and password, it will say nothing. But if it was correct, like Yane, and let me pass password like this, it says what? Sorry, your password doesn't match. So this is how you are going to do it. Okay, this is how you are going to change a user's password algorithm without their being aware. So I guess this thing have helped you a lot. So keep on liking, keep on subscribing, keep on sharing my videos with your friend. If you find this thing helpful, please leave a comment on the description below. Peace and love. Ciao.